Yeah, or maybe like put it to the video.
What's up?
Whatever. Yeah, whatever,
We
dude.
we could
Whatever.
we could throw it around.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy that was in my video that I just met from New York hit me up. He's pretty stoked that I put him in there.
Nice.
But no, man, I'm stoked you're here. What are you drinking over there, Braj?
Well, I got 4 beers. I haven't opened them up yet.
What do we got? I got a South O beer, one of the bigger hype breweries in Australia. It's a collab with One Drop. I'd never heard of it. I don't know of too many Australian breweries, but can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it going on. You could just tell by breweries' Instagrams, like whether you got it going on or not. Do you believe in
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Totally.
Like some breweries have like the worst Instagrams ever. You're just like, dude,
Yeah.
another IPA with a camera phone and like,
Yeah. It's either non-existent or it's just bad.
yeah,
Just do a bad job of it.
yeah. But hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Noam? Hope you're well, Barrage. What's up, Brewing Bad? We got Clawhammer on here tonight, and I don't think it's any stranger. You know, I think everyone knows the news by now. But you know, North Carolina got hit. That was what, about pretty much a month ago.
Yeah. 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks now.
5 weeks, and you
Oh,
said you just got your power back on last week.
sorry. What was that?
You got your power back on last week.
No, we had power on. I mean, dude, it depends on where you were. We had power on here at the office within a few days, but I know people who didn't have power for like a month. I'm not kidding, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's wild, man. And I couldn't believe it. And I'm glad you're doing good. You took off to Charlotte, yeah?
Yep, Charlotte back. Went to Brazil actually for something and then came back.
You know, and I was talking to Kyle. I was like, you know, you looked a little fried in your video, a little spent. And he was like, dude, I just got my power back on. I was like, hey, man, like, dude, you know, I'll
Yeah, I
shut.
hadn't showered in a week and
Oh,
it's been rough.
really?
Yeah, no, I filmed that right before I left for
What's up, Ron? What's up, Bruce? El Robito. What's up,
Charlotte, I
Ham?
think. So,
You
yeah.
did
I
what?
was like a week without water at that point.
Damn, that's wild. No, and I know Asheville well enough. You know, I would imagine because Asheville's kind of it's on like hills. Like you're kind of
Yeah.
like Haywood's probably a higher point in Asheville, and you kind of goes down to New Belgium.
Yeah. Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah, so I'd imagine if you were at the bottom, and that's where like the River Arts District is, or RAD.
Yeah.
You know, I don't ask I don't need to ask the next question, but I'm sure that you know, they've probably got a little bit more GoFundMe set up than you know people on Haywood.
Yeah. Yeah, that River Arts District it just got destroyed, man.
Yeah, where is Burial? Is that like South Slope or is that Rad?
South Slope. Yeah,
South
but
Slope.
they have a place down on the I think it might be near the Swannanoa. Um and
Whoa,
I
fire in the
think it may
hole.
have gotten rocked.
So we're selling dissolvers beer right now. Who's open in Asheville?
Oh
Are there
yeah, I think they're fine actually. Who's open in Asheville? I
are the
mean,
breweries open? Are the
yeah,
restaurants
but you know,
open?
everybody was closed for a minute there. So, I mean, everybody was closed for a while, man. It was like a couple weeks that
Yeah,
most places were closed. So, because we didn't have water. I mean, we just literally had no water. So you couldn't flush the toilet, couldn't wash your hands, couldn't, wash dishes, anything.
yeah. No, that's wild, man. And I had some buddies, one of my good friends and coworkers. He's from Black Mountain, so that's what about
Yeah.
20 minutes from you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Black Mountain got rocked.
Yeah, and you know, it's just you know, he's crying his eyes out for days, and he was showing me before and after pictures of like, hey, look at this house, and then he'd show me the after, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's wild,
Yeah,
man.
man.
And
Uh-huh.
it's not. It wasn't the ocean. It was all monsoon, and
Yeah, heavy rainfall. And it was heavy rainfall that fell up into the mountains because here it really didn't even rain that hard. But
yeah,
up in the mountains, man, it rained really hard and all came down in the watershed.
that's wild, man. Well, I'm glad you guys are good.
Yeah,
I would
thanks.
imagine you know some people that are not good.
Yeah. Mhm. Kind of runs the gamut.
Has that
Yeah,
happened
some
before in the Carolinas? Is it, in the last 30 years? I mean, is this a thing? Is it like California wildfires, or is this kind of a one-off?
it it's never happened like this. I mean, we've definitely seen floods here, but like never anything like this.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. I know it throws obviously your brand off. You can't put out content, and it throws the schedule back. So I mean, it could be worse. It sucks that I have to bring it up in that regard, but like you're still paying for it.
Yeah.
So well,
Right.
I'm glad you're here, man. And Kyle's got some content out today. Check it out. I just watched this video. He's cracking me up. That Simpsons clip. Don't drink and drive. Okay, I'll drive in between sips.
Yeah, I didn't remember that from the show, and I was kind of just searching for something and found that.
That video looked like it took you a while, yeah.
Yeah, it took a minute to edit that. Well, actually, it didn't. It didn't. Yeah, it took a long time to just like put the finishing touches on it. But you know what it was. I was kind of um didn't want to, you know, dunk on New Belgium too hard.
Did you get blowback from Ross? Because for those who don't know the context, Ross works at New Belgium. And I'm with you 100% with everyone just slapping the IPA on everything and pretty much using it as a marketing tool when it's not an IPA at all. But I think people
Right.
see through that bullshit, like this.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. What up, Chris Vodka? What's up, you barrage?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really
Dude,
like beer
yeah,
that
the
much.
stream looks real choppy, CH.
It does look
Just
choppy.
like I have like the video feed on.
Let me look at it really quick. Let me go to. Is
And
the
that's a
audio good?
IPA.
Can you guys get the? Let me check the audio.
Video lag IPA. I'm gonna put these beers in the fridge while you sort that out.
I don't know what I can sort out. Let me kill this and I'll open it back up. 1 second. Let's go to this. And let's go to this. And let's go to.
Maybe shut down your selfie nude torrent.
I think we're good now. What's up, everyone? What's up, Goose Fraba? What's up, Patrick Sandy? Ron Barnes? Back to the question. Did you talk to Ross? Did you run it by Ross? Okay, I'm going to kind of shit on your employer.
No, dude. I mean, I
Wouldn't
did
care,
run.
right?
It still looks pretty choppy, by the way, in the
It
feed.
is.
But
It's
I
good
did
on.
run
It's
it
good on our end.
by Ross. Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
Ross
it's
say
just
about
whatever
it?
is uploading to YouTube. Ross, what did he say? He said my
Good on-
only criticism of your criticism is that it's quite on the nose. And I said, yeah, but I didn't show him any of the other like funny stuff to accompany that. I tried to make it lighthearted. I don't know. I don't know if I succeeded or not.
Yeah, I think we still got the lag. We might just be dealing with the lag tonight. I don't want to start it off and then turn it back on and I don't know. Sorry guys. Unless there's something I could, I don't know, unplug the Ethernet, plug it back in. It's plugged in Ethernet. I'm not going off Wi-Fi. Yeah, but as long as the audio is good, I think we're good in that regard. Everyone just clean your kitchen and turn this on or deal with the chop stuff. But no, and then Kyle went to Brazil, took
Yeah, I
a
was in
shower
Brazil.
in an airport.
Yeah, I did, dude.
How was that?
It was a peak shower for me. Peak shower.
Is this
I peaked
first class?
shower wise. No, I did. I got like a business class upgrade because I figured out the code for getting sweet like tickets or seats on flights is to not pay for them because they're ridiculously expensive.
Right.
But what you can do is get a cheap seat and then you can upgrade with your miles. So like with American, you call them and you got to pay like
Boom, bad.
25K miles, which is like $600.
Okay.
No, it's $300. Say 2,500 miles, right? Or 25,000 miles, which is like $300. And then you got to pay him $300, so it's like $600. But you got the cheapest seat you could get to begin with, and then if you get lucky, you get like a sick upgrade. And then I did. So then I got to get into like a lounge with the shower in it.
What about just
and they had like just like they had an open bar and just had bottles of liquor. It
no
wasn't even
beer?
like you go up to the bar. Yeah, beer as well. You didn't even order your drink at the bar. You just like had liquor bottles sitting out on the counter.
Interesting. So what'd you do in Brazil? Were you by yourself? Did you go down there with your family? Did you go down there with
No,
Emma?
I was down with the buddy. We were kiteboarding.
Oh, okay. How long were you down there for?
Maybe like 8 days or something.
That's what I did in Croatia. Do you have a blast? You recommend it?
Oh, dude, it was incredible.
Was it? Where does it
Honestly,
stack
man,
up?
it was incredible.
And
It was
you've been to
amazing.
Croatia, but you went to
I've been to
Dubrovnik.
Croatia.
Yeah, you didn't go to Split or Hvar.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to move there this summer, and you can come visit me.
All right, I will.
Yeah, I'm going to try to rent
keep
my
on.
house out. I'm going to try to figure this YouTube thing out and try to live there this summer.
Dude, I'm telling you, CH, Speed Squares, my man.
I know.
Speed Squares, baby.
Hey, I'm going to plug the channel right now. I've got a link to DIY City in the description of this video. I would love if anybody, and I'd imagine you guys support the shit out of both of us, and I appreciate that, but if anybody hasn't subscribed, please do that, and me and Kyle will give you 2 blowjobs each at the same time. So
I'm serious, yeah.
that'd be rad. But no, I've got a couple more homebrew flight videos, and then I'm going to just kind of hit the shorts on those for a little bit. But yeah, I literally still haven't done shit to my house. You saw my house. You and Charlie were here back in what, like April?
When are you gonna take me out to dinner for the
I know,
subscriber thing
yeah.
that you're not gonna hit for the channel?
Yeah. Whenever you want, man. Let's go to Salsa's. Yeah. Jorge Castro, what's up, man? Henry gifted 5 super chats. I don't know why the audio isn't going through. Yeah, maybe we'll in a second, though. But much love to Henry, man. Cheers, you, Braj.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like beer that much.
Yeah, we don't do these streams as much as we used to. There it is. Bruce has become a Braj. But it's good when we do, especially when we get content out. And I got that video out at like 7:30 tonight. It's 9:03 right now.
Yeah. Did you just wrap it up? Like your voiceover today?
There was more of just kind of me blabbling and ranting in front of the camera, but kind of the same thing. Write it down, print it out, and kind of stare at it. And I was going to do like a 2-part series. I was like, no, let's just fire this out today. Like, I don't need to do another 5 minutes on Hvar or the islands. Like, it's already an 11-minute video. And, as time goes on, those videos are getting tougher and tougher for people to click on. Like even beer videos now, it's pretty surprising to get like a 10,000 viewed beer video. And we were looking at your channel last night, me and a buddy, and you have some videos that are just killing it. And I don't think any of them have to do with beer. You've got like a moonshine, a Mountain Dew, a wine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are doing the best.
American Tries, English Cask Ale.
Yeah, cask beer, yeah.
Yeah, we were actually just looking at your stuff, so yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say like, the whole beer thing's coming to an end, but like it's on the decline for everyone.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I was texting with Martin the other day, and he said
he's in Raleigh, right?
Yeah. I was trying to drop through. This was a while back, but I was texting with him more recently, and he was saying, that he feels like they're making great videos, but it's harder to find an audience for them.
Oh, I mean, we've known that for years,
Yeah. But it's just even, it's getting harder and harder, basically.
Yeah, we're going to do Croatia for life. We're just going to be little wannabe Anthony Bourdains and just travel and drink beer, and I got no problem with that, man. I've got no problem with that. It just costs a lot of money to travel.
True. What was your favorite place? Which was your favorite place in Croatia again?
Hvar, Hvar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that was the island, or that was the city?
That was the island. So it's kind of like, are you familiar with? Yeah, it was awesome. Ron Barnes. It was super awesome, and he just went on a trip. I think he was in maybe South Korea, not the North, maybe the South, but might be wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's like that movie, The Beach, with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? He gets to a spot, and then like the spot is the island from the good spot. Like when you get to LA, like that's not the cool spot. Go to Catalina. You go to San Diego, go to Coronado. Go to the island, go to the small stuff, because there's like, dude, it was so clean. There's not even like, it's like tough to find a trash can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever been to Japan or Stockholm? You're like, this is a subway. This would have graffiti and trash and homeless people all over it in America. But out here, it's like a museum. You know, it's just one of those places.
Yeah, totally.
And what's up, y'all? RT Strider just watched the Clawhammer video with the Fruit Forest New Belgium. Haven't tried that one yet, and now I'm not eager to. I wish they'd bring back Shift Pale Lager. Is that New Belgium?
That was an old one, man. That's an old schoolie.
They discontinued it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Right on. What's up, F1PZTV? You look like a bot. You look like a spam account. You look like the cops.
I don't understand why they... I mean, obviously, you discontinue beers that aren't selling well, but...
Especially with, like, you know, the lager came full circle. Everything kind of just went full circle. You know?
Yeah.
Kids, food, games, toys, trivia nights. There's very few breweries where the beer sells itself anymore.
Yeah.
What up, Beer Quads?
That's true, man. That's true.
How's Burial doing? They're my favorite brewery in America.
They are doing fine, dude. They're
back and
fine,
running.
I do believe. Yeah.
They hit the nail on the head, man, because they do.
This is a Burial beer here.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's everyone drinking tonight? What's going on? I've got a fruited sour from South Though and One Drop out in Australia. But Burial is my favorite, and they're getting people in outside of the kid thing. You know, they've got what is it, Eulogy? What's the music venue?
Eulogy. You don't see a whole lot of kids at Burial.
That's the best part.
Ever. Yeah.
That's the best part. And music venue, and then above that, it's like a craft cocktail place. You know, like the new beer style is like get girls in. You know, if you can get girls in, everyone else will follow. And Steve and my best friend Nate from Treehouse made a video on that. He's like, dude, don't even think about the beer, man. Like, we just need to like build a place that like a middle-aged woman would want to come to. And if we can get her in here, we could get everyone in here.
Treehouse guy said that?
Yeah, Nate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. You know, like look at
Well, you're talking about like the main Treehouse guy, or you're talking about...
Yeah, the one that Steve did his videos with.
Yeah.
There's a video of it. But yeah, it's, you know, hospitality IPA. And, you know, you and me went to Zool, and then we went to a bar down the street, which actually just shut down. And like that bar down the street had some like 50 beers on tap from all over the nation. You're like, dude, I don't care about the beers. Like, this vibe here sucks, you know?
Yeah.
It's time to get out of here. I mean, that was kind of like a cornerstone of town, you know, kind of, you know, a riff-raffy area.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Everywhere in Knoxville's kind of like that. So the game's done changed, man. The game has done changed. Like, what's your game plan with like beer videos? Are you just gonna keep pumping them out? You know, I mean, like I'm just remaking videos I've already made, like, you know, 5 lager videos or 10 hazies or dark lagers. I mean, anything that people want to see maybe me brew on the channel, it's like it's already on there, you know. It's
Yeah, you know, we're gonna drop in on Jesse again, and we're gonna do some more distilling videos.
your distilling videos are getting some shine.
Yeah, totally. And we kind of need to do that just, you know, because we market,
Just
you know,
running in
it's
circles.
like our marketing
Yeah.
for distillation equipment. But
Right.
but otherwise, we're going to be doing more of the stuff that I just did with this video, where it's a commentary, like the death of the IPA. It's commentary on something, but then we're brewing beer at the same time, right? So, you know, it's not just a grain to glass. It's an opinion on something.
It's a trend, yeah.
Yeah. And this one, the CTR on this one, I don't know why, but
Is it bombing?
views on YouTube are actually much less than it says in the analytics. But the CTR on this one is like through the roof.
Huh.
I mean, it's at like 11%. It started out at 16.5%, which ours rarely do.
My video's bombing. I think I'm at like 13%. But this wasn't like a sponsored video. This was just a good video I wanted to make, or a video I wanted to make for like me and my friend Dan, my college roommate. Like I thought he'd get a kick out of this, and
Yeah.
you know, no camera,
fair.
no one's bringing cameras or any mics on vacations anymore. Like I'm just shooting everything with an iPhone, and then I'm gonna go back and just do all the dick off clips and yada yada. And even though it's bombing, I want to give a shout out to anybody who watched my last video or both of our videos because
It was another great video, man.
of
It's
mine.
another good one. Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was probably like the most fun I've ever had in my life. Like I'm not exaggerating. I remember like even when I got back from Havar back to Split, and I had to leave the next day, I got coffee and I was like, dude, I'm depressed, and
Yeah.
I get I don't get like depression, I can always like will myself out of it, but like
Yeah.
I get trip depression, like worse than anybody. Well, no, I have a friend that gets depression from going on trips so bad he doesn't go on vacation anymore. He's like, when I come back, you just like sit in your couch and you look in your fridge, it's like fucking spaghetti and cans of tuna and top ramen. You're just like, dude. You look at your credit card, it's $2,500. Like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But that was
It's kind of a weird way to live, but just to not,
but that's how
leave
you
your
know the
house.
trip is good. And
Yeah.
and vacationing or whatever like inspires me. It's like, dude, I need to go back, or I want to make more money to do this, because I do think that traveling is by far the best education.
Yeah, it is. I would agree with that.
And it was a weird thing too, because like it was election year, and I didn't know how outside looking at America from the outside, but they're like way more down with America than Americans. Like they need USA in NATO, and it's just different. Like I was talking to this with all y'all on the stream. I was like, I think they know about like policies better than Americans. Americans is more like, who do you like and don't like, but we don't really know what the hell like people are doing over there. Like they know about like the logistics and the supply chains, and if we cut off this and that, I'm like, dude, like how do you even know about this? I know nothing about your guys' prime minister or your mayors or whatever. It's like, well, it's
Yeah.
America, China, and Russia are like the big three.
Yeah. At this
But
point.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah. What's up, Jorge Castro? Hope you're well, man. Hope your brewery's doing good down there. Hope the weather's doing good down there.
Where's Jorge?
Puerto Rico. So he's always dealing with what you just had to deal with.
Dude, Jorge, did my buddies run into you down there at a brewery? My buddy Boomer?
We're like waiting. Like he's going to say something.
Come on,
What's up,
Jorge.
dog? But you know what was cool in the meantime is the Kill the Lights Festival at Zool, man. Like these festivals, I think, are cooler and bigger than ever. So I'm going to go to, if anyone's going to Irie Jungle in Miami, it's 420. Imagine that, April 20th. Keep me posted, man. We could team up and get some beers. But it's like all the same crew. Like if you look at all these like 40 or 50 breweries, they all kind of stick together. But we're going to be down there. Haven't been to Miami, been to Tampa Bay. Are you up for that, Kyle?
What's that? Probably not.
A beer fest in April.
Oh.
They're fun, man. They're way funner than I thought. I mean, I've been to a few, but this was one like I think it's one of those things where like the more people the funner it is. And we had it right here in our backyard.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Put it
Maybe.
on your radar. What's going on with us and Charlie doing a collab in Colorado? Is that still on the table?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely still on the table. And Roscoe McGeeski is really the impetus for doing this was, hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So
Am I still invited?
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the airport I would fly into? Denver?
You would fly into Gunnison. Gunnison, Gunnison.
I think I looked it up before. It was expensive as shit. No?
Nah,
418?
it shouldn't be.
And it's
Should
like
be
mid-March?
Yeah, I'll hook us up with a place to stay. It's on me.
All right.
It'll be
If I get the
it'll
airfare,
be
I can freeload.
it'll be fucking rad too.
Okay. Let me look at this. I know the Charlie's in. Yeah.
I don't know if that Charlie's in actually.
We're talking about Golden Hive, the
On
Golden
that.
Boy. We'll call it what, like Tuesday to Tuesday, or is it like a Thursday to Monday?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
What up, Ben Gate?
But-
What's up, Raj? I think he's coming on next week. He's actually out here in our time zone right now, from Norway.
Oh, nice.
I'll just type in Thursday to Monday. I'm gonna look at the price right now, or Thursday to, yeah, $1,200, $700. Should I just drive?
Alex from Caribbean. Jorge, do you know Alex from Caribbean Brewing? My buddy was down in Puerto Rico, and he walked into a little tiny little bar, and he said he was from North Carolina. And the first question the guy asked him was, "Do you know Clawhammer Supply?" And this is a guy that I know here. I've known him for a long time. He's like, "Yeah, why?" And I guess he subscribed to our channel, but I thought it might have been Jorge. Yeah, no, you would probably just fly out there. But yeah, you could drive, man. It'd be kind of a long drive.
Well, I think I'm going to fly into Denver and then rent a car and get to go to Santa Fe Cruise, because I'm not going to pay $800 for a plane ticket. Knoxville sucks to come in and out of.
Really, you can't get to it's like February 28th. That's the date we're going out. Let's call it February 28th to March 8th, something like that.
All right, let's see what the deal is. Why is it doing this? February 28th to the what?
March 8th.
You're going out there for
be
a
there.
long time.
Don't do that because sorry, dude. My family is going to be out there for a while, so the wife and kid are going to be there for a minute.
We'll do we'll call it, like, you want us in on like the first half or the second half?
Second.
All right, so we'll call it probably like the 5th to the 8th.
Yeah, let me look it up, man.
You know me, man. You can't, after day 3 with me, everyone's going to die, so we'll call it 5th to the 8th.
I'm going to give you incorrect dates just to make sure.
$612, 518. It's going lower. It's reloading.
What are you using? Kayak or Google Flights?
Google.
All right,
Kayak
so
move.
it's like
Creswell just got back from smashing beers at lunch. Attaboy.
very nice.
Finally in an American time zone. Welcome back, Braj. Cheers. Hope everything's well out here. How many people in here own breweries? Bentgate, Jorge, 2 or 3? Horse to Gallable. What's up, man? Last video was dope. Been just split a couple times. Love everything you can do or see there. 100%, man. Like, that place is a maze. That place is the real life labyrinth. And I'm a huge fan of that movie. You will get lost and your house will be right behind you. And it's fun as hell. You're in Europe. Like, let's get blacked out. It's not like a new identity, but it's like kind of a half start over, like meeting people for the first time. They don't know I'm like a piece of shit yet, like it's amazing, It'd
be like the 4th or the 8th, Casey.
The 4th to the 8th.
Yeah.
All right. Tuesday to Saturday.
The Labyrinth, it was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Why?
I love
It was one of your favorite, or it wasn't?
It was, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love a lot of stuff about that movie.
David Bowie. You know who was the dude behind that? I think it was the Muppets guy. What was his name?
Jim Henson.
Yeah, I think he was involved in that.
Yeah. Have you ever watched The Feebles?
I don't know, and I know every movie.
Meet the Feebles. If you haven't watched that, you need to watch that.
Meet the Feebles.
It is so messed up. It's like it's like
Requiem
if
for
the
a Dream.
Muppets.
Whoa.
It's like
R-rated
it's like,
Muppets.
Yeah, it's like Muppets meets Trainspotting. I'm not kidding. It's crazy, and I'm pretty sure it's Jim Henson as well.
Is it?
Oh no, Peter. Wait, let's look. I'm gonna Wikipedia.
Peter Jackson, the dude that did
Peter Jackson,
Game of Thrones, or the other one, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's him and well, it says Jim. So Wikipedia, it features Jim Henson-esque puppets in a perverse comic satire,
which means it's
is
not Jim Henson.
Yeah, it's not Jim Henson. It's Peter Jackson. But anyway, you gotta watch it.
I'll check it out. I'll watch any movie as long as it's a good story. Party Time James owns his own brewery. That's exactly correct. Croatia is just so nice. It's just like the Balkan side of Italy. You know what? Have you been to Italy? Have you been to Florence?
I have been to Italy, and I think I maybe was in Florence.
How do you not remember these places you've been to? Do you remember what city you went to in Croatia?
CH.
20
I
years?
don't. I'd have to look that up on a map. But here's the thing:
You were doing like a
said you
train?
weren't. You said you didn't have ADHD in the movie or in your video. What'd you say? Would you say you're not autistic, or did you say you don't have ADHD? What'd you say?
I said I don't have ADHD, and then
ADHD. And then
the
you went
penis
full
of that squirrel.
ADHD for like the next 30 seconds.
That was the joke, or the
Yeah.
supposedly joke.
Exactly.
Check out the ball sack on that squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not that. I'll tell you what, man. My memory has.
I think you got the ADHD right now, brother.
It's not as good as it was. I was in Venice, and I didn't like Italy.
You did not like Italy?
I didn't. I was only in Venice, and I was like, I traveled to a lot of different places, and it wasn't my favorite.
Too
I can
many
tell you where I
tourists?
went, minus exactly where I was in Croatia, but it probably was Dubrovnik.
You remember, I mean, this was way before Game of Thrones came out, but you remember the whole like King's Landing thing where they shot?
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Was it
Well, I
touristy
mean,
then?
yeah, this was like, I was there, dude, I was 26, so this was in 2006.
5, yeah.
So, I've forgotten a lot of stuff since then.
What's
My
the coolest
God.
place you've been to? Brazil?
It may just happen to be now.
Colombia?
Colombia was sweet, but I think it may now be Brazil. I think that might be my new favorite. Prior to that, it was definitely Prague, but it was only because like I had an insane experience in Prague. So
In regards to like beer stuff or just girls or
all of the above.
all the
yeah.
above? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to Spain 4 times. I love Madrid. Madrid has probably the best museums I've ever seen in my entire life. The Museo del Prado, and even if you're not into art, you look at this stuff and you're just like, holy shit. These pieces of art are like bigger than 2-car garage doors. You just sit back and you look at that. You're like, man, how much is this worth? How long did this take to paint? And this is crazy.
Yeah.
What's up, Patrick
Yeah.
Sandy? Hope all's well. He's down in Florida too. He's
Cool. Yeah.
Venice is a giant tourist trap. Yeah, man. I mean, it's vacationing motivates vacationing. You just want to go more and more and more. And like, I'm probably not gonna. I've talked to you about this. Like, I'm doing the fucking bachelor life, man. Like, I have to be on vacations or else I'm blowing it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Totally.
Don't get married and have kids and settle down. It's all. There's no more vacations. There's no more Prague or split Croatia or probably not even YouTube videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's that? There's an amazing Seinfeld episode where George and Jerry are like, what are we doing with our lives? And like, you know what? Let's grow up and be men. Let's
what?
And then they're like, let's grow up. Let's become real men. So George goes off and proposes to his lady, and then Jerry like goes on a date with another same chick that he just broke up with, but she did the same dumb shit. So he just like breaks up with her to get back together. And George is like, so how'd it go, man? What'd she say? He's like, I don't know. She like ate her peas one at a time, so I broke up with her again. But George
I think I remember that one.
That's a good one. But then Kramer comes in and basically lays it out. And he's just like, don't do it. It's a prison. It's a trap.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much, but like, I don't have too many friends that are like happily married. But I wish everyone the best. It's just different lifestyle than me. It would take like an exceptional girl. I'm not just gonna like date just to date or move in with someone just to move in with someone. Like I'm not freaked out by like a biological clock by any means, or I need a legacy and have to have kids. Like I don't give a shit about any of that. But if it happens, it happens. Like
yeah,
it's different times
some
now.
People
too.
are freaked out about that kind of stuff.
No,
like, even some
hell
guys.
no, hell
Definitely
no.
girls, but guys, some guys.
Oh yeah, like dude, I'm not like doing a dating site. I know how to like avoid spending $75 on something I'm gonna hate pretty well.
Yeah.
Any which way, man. I hope everyone's living their best life and this and that. It's just different strokes for different folks. But I do kind of have like not a superpower or a special power, but I don't care at all if I'm like old and single with no kids. I think that freaks a lot of people out. Like I'm gonna be at the beach drinking beers in Croatia. You kidding me? If I'm not
Oh, yeah,
dead.
living your best life. Yeah, I
Making
get
shitty
it.
YouTube videos, man. Feeding stray cats. Those are my kids. Those are my family. Wade, what's up, dog? Heading to
I
prom. What's up?
I respect that, man. I respect that, CH.
Some of my friends got married and had kids, which means I don't have to. I'm off the hook. No, I'm just kidding. Heading
Yeah.
to Prague next year, going to tour the breweries with my wife while my wife tours the museum. Barrage alert. That's a smart man right there. And as far as Prague goes, as much as I loved Prague and I loved all the beers, do you remember any breweries?
I mean, when I was there, no, man, that
Yeah, I know.
wasn't like a thing at all.
Yeah, and it's also like
It
tough.
wasn't a thing that I was seeking out either.
And it's probably not even in English, so it's really tough to remember or stand out unless it's like a Omnipollo or something, which is not in Prague, which is in Stockholm, which is a hell of probably my favorite brewery outside of America. And I do want to do a video on just more beer stuff that's non-grained glass, like top 5 breweries outside of America, something like that. And I think Omnipollo would definitely be in the conversation because they're different.
Yeah.
They're different. They're a lot like the styles are different. Their kettles are different. Their vessels are different. Some of them
Yeah.
look really weird. And at the end of the day, like, the bottom line is turning sugar into alcohol. But they're not, like in America, everything's kind of the same, right? Like the fermenters are kind of the same, right? They all stand on 4 legs and they just get kind of taller, a little bit wider. The kettles and the mash and the liquor, it's all pretty much automated at this point. But in
Yeah.
Europe, like there's guys in there that are like, mashing in with like the hoe and the shovel still, so
Yeah. They do be like that still.
got that old school vibe.
Yeah, which is cool.
100%. Is our video still choppy, everyone?
It's looking like it's like grinding to a halt.
A little bit. Well, it's good on our end. I'm going to grab another beer. Can you hold it down, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Grill this guy.
Absolutely.
Troll him. Troll all of us, please.
Let's see here. Oh, you know what though? Is the chat? I think the chat is current, so I'm just gonna sit here and drink my beer. Yeah, I have a case of the I'm getting old and I don't remember shit. And it kind of bothers me because I used to be like that was something I could hang my hat on. I had a really good memory. Even when I was out drinking, I remembered everything. Even when I was just like annihilated, I remembered everything. For better or for worse. I just don't have it anymore. I don't have it. And this stuff is falling out of my head left and right, which is unfortunate. Kyle, the system does not like salt water. Man, I could have probably told you that. But tell me why you put salt water in what system are we talking about? Are we talking about our brew system? We talking about our neurological system? Human anatomy? How often do I drink? It just depends. I go through phases where I drink like every day, and then I'll go through phases where I don't. I hardly drink for like a whole year. I only drink for work type stuff. Right now, mostly because of the flood that happened, I've been on, because it just kind of threw me off, and it was just kind of a release to just kick back and have a couple beers. Been drinking quite often. I'll tell you what, I got back into bowling recently. When I was in Charlotte, we were temporarily displaced and we're in Charlotte and didn't have a whole lot going on. And I actually am good at bowling and love bowling. And we did a lot of bowling there. So we're talking like probably 30 games of bowling. But bowling and beer go hand in hand. Things are good in Asheville. I mean, they're not back to normal. A lot of people like lost their everything they own, like homeowners and businesses for that matter. But then there's most of the city is fine. So, what would it take to convert the 20-gallon brew kettle to a distillation vessel? You couldn't do that. You'd have to somehow like put a lid that seals on top of it and put a column on top of that. Just buy like one of our 8-gallon stills or like a 5-gallon copper still if you want to still. That's where it's at. Mash in your 20-gallon. If you got like a 5-gallon still, you can make a huge mash in the 20-gallon, and then you'd have enough for 3 stripping runs and a spirit run in your 5-gallon. Easy. Yeah. How much is one barrel of beer in gallons? You know, CH?
31.
31 gallons?
31 gallons?
No, Jorge. We will probably not have a 31-gallon brew system.
Who knows this movie?
Oh, what is that, man? Some Silence of the Lambs stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Zool.
What is it? What's it called?
Have the land stop screaming.
I'll have the lamb stop screaming. I only recognize the.
But it's
symbol.
it's Zool, man. I mean, these guys have.
You ever watched the Mothman Prophecies?
I have. That was like one of the first movie DVDs I had when like collecting DVDs was cool. That was with
Really?
Richard Gere and the other chick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have.
It's based on a true story that happened in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and I drove down there once just because I wanted to check out Point Pleasant. And dude, it was a creepy place. Very creepy town. Oh yeah. It's like never not overcast there. And I mean, I was probably there in the winter time, so at least in the winter time. It's just like depressing as hell, man. Like chemical plants and power plants and coal barges and this like gray skies and
Dude, it sounds like Detroit.
It does. It's like a rural version of Detroit. You been to Detroit?
No. I don't think I need to.
So Detroit was the first big city I ever went to that I like remember. My dad and I drove up there to like I think we were trying to buy a Bronco or something like that.
Broncos.
And we
when
drove
Broncos
through
were
Detroit.
Broncos, not the new ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we drove through Detroit. We drove through like this old industrial area, and I just remember. I mean, I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Coconut raspberry, huh? Ooh, chocolate. That sounds really good.
It is 500 calorie IPA.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And there are prostitutes walking around. Like there's this massive, like rusted out, fallen down infrastructure. Everything just looked bombed out, and I was like legit afraid that the car was gonna break down that we were driving in, and we were gonna get stranded there. It did not look like the place.
All the movies back in the day, even the video games were like when it's like an apocalypse or RoboCop. It's like the future.
Detroit.
It's set in Detroit. Like 20XX in Detroit.
Yeah, that's right. The RoboCop was Detroit, right?
A lot of video games were too.
I'm just thinking RoboCop.
Yeah. RoboCop is Detroit. Detroit's ghost neighborhoods are scary. Yeah, I don't, not to shit on Michigan, but I don't think I really have a reason to get up there. And I'm sure it's got great parts, but there's only so many places to go, and everything costs so much money. It's like I'd just rather go to Asheville, but I'm probably not going to go to Asheville for a long time now, right? I mean, it's a little different vibe. I mean, the 40s.
Yeah, it's definitely a different vibe. We could get into some cool stuff still if you came over. I'd love to have you over anytime you want, man.
I would love to go to Asheville. I was going to go the Monday I got back from Croatia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and a friend were going to get an Airbnb, and thank God we didn't.
Yeah. Dude, do you ever watch the movie Roger and Me?
No.
It's a documentary by Michael Moore. It's like his first ever film, and it was an excellent movie about GM moving their factories out of Detroit. Actually, in maybe it was Dearborn or Flint, actually. But anyway, there's just a scene where this woman is trying to like make it, right? And she lost her job, and she's literally like raising rabbits in her backyard. And then she takes him out and she hangs him upside down on a tree and clubs him with a baseball bat, and then she skins him, and that's how she's making money.
Jesus,
that's some Detroit stuff right there.
Yeah, and Michael Moore too. Like I can only look at somebody like that for so long. And he stars in the movie.
Oh, this was his first one, so he was a younger guy, but I think he was still like
He's a pretty tough dude to
he
look
was still
at.
Michael Moore though. Yeah.
Was he? Okay.
I haven't really watched like anything. I can't recall anything that he's done since then, but
Bowling for Columbine?
yeah, I'm sure I maybe would have watched that one, maybe not though. But
Directed by Michael Moore, written by Michael Moore, produced by Michael Moore,
Right.
starring Michael Moore.
yeah. But I'll tell you what, the Roger and Me movie is actually it's a great movie actually.
You know more movies than I do. I'm surprised by this. I thought I was the movie guy.
No, dude, I'm sure know and remember more movies than I do.
You think so?
Yeah.
I remember everything that's like, I don't know. I look at like every time I laugh, it's like that guy invented something. Like I need to remember this. You know, I think I remember the comment, or I don't know, like getting scared or, you know, anyway, moved too far emotionally. Like you should remember that because they did a really good job storytelling.
What do you think is the funniest movie of all time?
You know what's funny is I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles the other night.
Yeah.
And two things I thought about. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's, you know, it's John Candy and Steve Martin. But it was a bummer that Tommy Boy was one of my favorite movies, and they pretty much just ripped it off. It's pretty much Tommy Boy is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Part 2. Like scene for like you know, instead of like the car getting lit on fire, they have like an elk pop through it, you know, and they're stranded out there. I
think I remember that.
Which part?
The
car letting on fire?
The elk popping through it, that was in
Tommy Boy.
That was in Tommy Boy.
But it's like the same road. It's like a 2-lane highway.
Yeah.
They're stuck with each other. They've got to share hotel rooms for whatever reason. They can't fucking get their own hotel rooms. They're always sharing like a twin size bed or something. One of them's half naked when he wakes up, you know. And Tommy Boy was like one of my favorite. You know, I think the best comedies of all time are road trips because traveling with people you don't like is a living hell. But, you know, like Dumb and Dumber and obviously Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And even the movie Road Trip.
Think back through the history of you watching movies. I'm sure you've been like, this is the funniest movie of all time.
When I was in third grade, I saw
a number of times.
When I was in third grade, I saw Dumb and Dumber in the movie theater 7 times. Yeah.
Right here.
I saw it 7 times.
First movie I ever thought that about was Home Alone. I was like, nothing will ever top Home Alone.
Yeah.
Ever. Can't be topped.
It's John Hughes.
This is the funniest movie of all time. And then I remember seeing Dumb and Dumber thinking, no, this is definitely the funniest movie of all time.
I remember that scene where he farts and he lights that flame. Like I had to go outside. I'd like still be like, yeah. No, but that's a great ski mask. Yeah, that was wild. And all those guys, I mean, the Farrelly brothers, you're talking about John Hughes. I mean,
and
I don't know. It's also like a nostalgic thing, right? Like when you're younger in the 90s, television and movies had like everyone's attention. Now it's like watching a 2-hour movie is like reading a book, you know? I mean, the attention span are just, you know. If someone's going to put their phone down for 2 hours or they're forced to put their phone down, they're going to be like pissed off or it's going to be driving them crazy. Like you can't even really get 100% of the dialogue or the scenes or whatever, you know, it's going to be on your mind. Like me and my ex-girlfriend in San Diego, we'd put our phones in the other room, try to watch something. We're like, recess, 20 minutes, like go check our phone, you know, like we just can't watch movies anymore. Great Outdoors is phenomenal. Dan Aykroyd, John Candy. I don't know. That's probably in the conversation of my top 10 comedies of all time.
Somebody mentioned Three Amigos as well. I was actually going to mention that since you mentioned Steve Martin.
It's a sweater.
Dude, I love what is but we got you a gift, El Guapo.
El Guapo. I was just going to ask what was his name. Yeah.
It's a sweater.
It's a sweater.
Yeah. And then that's right. I think right after that is when Martin Short falls off the wire, right? And he like lands in the courtyard. And he's like, "What is this? That gringo's falling from the sky?"
Yeah, yeah, that was a good one. That was just like a little bit before my time. Because you're what, 5 years older than me?
I was born in 1980.
Okay, I'm 28. You're way older than me, bro. You're like 15 years older than me.
Yeah.
No, I was born in 85. But so that was a little bit before my time. What was the other? Like I was around for Mel Brooks's Robin Hood Men in Tights. I thought that was the funniest fucking the blind guy who's always fighting like the wall. He thinks he's kicking everyone's ass, but he's just like shaving down like some 4x4. That was when I was like 5 or 6. And that was like when you could watch comedies that were a little bit R-rated. That was, like what all the neighborhood kids were going to quote at school at Monday. Like Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Obviously Dumb and Dumber. That was a little bit later. I think Dumb and Dumber came out in 94. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep. Black Sheep was so goddamn funny. Kill Whitey. Remember Black Sheep? He's with the reggae guys, and they're telling him how like the white man's the devil. And then he goes out at his brother's campaign. He goes like, "Kill Whitey," and they're like, "Dude, no." Even the Rasta guys are like, "Bro, no." Hey, I got you guys. Hey, kill Whitey. Yeah, I got this. Yeah. I don't know. And then like comedy is it's a very like you got to kind of be there for it. Like my dad's like, hey, you got to watch this or Young Frankenstein. It's like it's gonna take 10 times to kind of get it. Like the first time I watched Young Frankenstein, I was like, I didn't laugh at all. It's dumb as shit. And I can go back and watch it, and it's just completely different. It's just different. I've always said like if Seinfeld came out today, I think it would bomb. It probably would. It almost bombed when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the whole series, it starts off pretty slow and then it picks up.
Season 1?
Yeah. If you start with season 1, I've watched the whole thing like more than once.
Right.
But yeah, there are some gems in there for sure, but it does start out really slow. I mean, like yeah.
It's funny. I'm reading this comment right here from Brew and Bad. Just rewatched Airplane recently, and I couldn't believe my parents let me watch it as a kid. We got soft. Zach Pearson, we all kind of got soft. Sometimes I look at things now and I'm like, whoa. Like I was watching Pulp Fiction last night or whatever, last weekend. And I was just thinking like, why did they have that like rape scene in there? Did they really need to have like Ving Rhames get raped by like the hillbillies in LA? Like that was a pretty crazy thing for Quentin Tarantino to throw in there. And he was probably like 30 or 31 when he wrote that. He was like, hey, not only like we're going to, because usually it's just like you get caught by bad guys and they hold you hostage. He's like, we're going to one up it. We're going to have like this butt fucking scene. You're like, okay. At the time it worked, but I look back and I was like, the movie would have been, pretty much the same movie without that. We didn't need like the gimp,
That's true.
Yeah. Like what was that all about? Just cause it's like never been done before.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna say maybe. Yeah, I mean, he just has a lot of, there are a lot of like little small stories in his movies, and I was thinking the movie Four Rooms, but that's actually
Four
four
Rooms
different
is
directors
way
and 4 different
different.
stories.
Yeah, Tim Roth is weird in that movie.
Yeah, that I love that movie. By the way, I love the last scene with Antonio Banderas.
That was his first movie. Yeah.
Really? Antonio Banderas.
No, Quentin Tarantino's. His first direct.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
That was after Reservoir Dogs?
His first movie was like True Romance. It was like,
well, he
wrote a couple movies before he even directed them. So
Tony Scott directed True Romance, and Quentin Tarantino wrote that. True Romance is one of my favorite movies, and a lot of people think that True Romance is Oliver Stone, but it's not. It's Ridley Scott's brother. I actually had a reference for that in my last upload.
He wrote True Romance and Natural Born Killers, which he didn't direct either of, and then he directed his first one was
Reservoir Dogs.
I don't know actually, but it wasn't Four Rooms. I don't think.
It's got 4 directors: Allison Anders, Alexander Rockwell, Robert Rodriguez is the guy that did Machete.
Yeah,
I think from Dusk Till Dawn, which is one of my favorite movies too. Again, it's like a movie that comes out when you're in like 5th grade, and it's kind of on the cusp of like your dad letting you watch From Dusk Till Dawn. It's not like watching Showgirls, the NC-17 version. But I remember watching From Dusk Till Dawn and that scene with Cheech, and he's talking about like, we got apple pie pussy, we got this pussy, we got this pussy. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. No one's going to believe that I saw this movie.
It's Reservoir Dogs.
I just said that.
Oh, you said that was his first movie.
Yeah, the first movie that he directed. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Four Rooms.
No, I was wrong on that. It was.
Yeah, got it.
I would guess that it's probably like one after Pulp Fiction. Hey man, shout out to everyone who was watching my new YouTube video. It's actually got some shine.
Dude,
Thanks, guys.
Speaking of directing,
Cheers, y'all.
great directing on the most recent upload.
On yours or mine?
Yours, my man. I love the intro. I love the whole thing.
Did I bum you out when I was talking about doing cocaine with you and Charlie? Because we didn't do that at all. But you thought, if I really was if I had a cocaine problem.
I got a good laugh. I was like, why did CH tell everybody that that's what we were doing? But that was weird.
No, and it's it's one of those things where like, if I was doing cocaine, I wouldn't talk about it on YouTube. I don't.
I think that's the first rule of doing cocaine. You don't talk about it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like Fight Club.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. What are you drinking over there? Kind of just doing a hangout tonight. Are you brewing anything tomorrow, or?
I'm rebrewing the coconut IPA that was in the video that I just uploaded today.
You're doing that again tomorrow?
I already brewed it, man. I'm kind of doing an open ferment with it just because I got lazy.
Yeah.
I use Kvike. I just put it in. I'm letting it ferment in the kettle.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see how it turns out. We got like a charity thing here that my buddy Rob, he did the World's Darkest Beer video with us. He's got an art gallery and that didn't get destroyed, so he's having a bunch of artists over whose art galleries did get destroyed.
That's awesome.
And so we're gonna have a beer or two there.
That's awesome. Hey, much love, Wade. Shout out to you for watching both of our videos. Anybody else in here who was checking out our content, we both appreciate it. And that's cool, man. People helping people out. Like I was telling you before we went on, like we're selling some of Dissolver's beers right now, and we've got both draft on and their 4-packs to go, and they're doing the PB&J thing right now. They're pushing it. They're calling it PB&J Engine.
I have that.
What'd you think?
I mean, I have it here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
You bought a single of it? Was it $10?
I got a single of it. Yeah,
nice.
I'm just finished my beer. I'll go get it.
Yeah. It's good. It's different. Yeah. I think, Zool's been doing it for a couple of years now, and I think these guys are just kind of batting lead off with it, but it's cool. Has anybody seen the PB&J thing in your city? If you can find cheaper pussy anywhere else, fuck it. PB&J. I thought the next trend was going to be dill pickle, but it's not. But I do love a good dill pickle goza. Are you getting blowback from your video? Have you looked at the comments yet?
I mean, I sent a link of it to Ross.
But just from people that are like, because there's a lot of people.
He didn't respond, so I'm a little nervous, man.
Yeah, but you guys you'll be okay, yeah. He's not going to cut you off over that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think
Let's just be honest.
Worried about it.
And this is the honest to God's truth. One of the reasons that I made the video is
Cheers,
because
everybody.
I've had so many people from New Belgium just like tell me unprompted that they hate that beer and it's bumming everybody out. So it's a true story.
Remember Ballast Point when they came out with watermelon? What was their number one beer? Sculpin. When they came out with watermelon Sculpin, watermelon IPA.
I don't remember that, but
it tasted exactly like a melted Slurpee.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember I tried it and I didn't like it.
It's just super sweet. I don't know if it's different. Like, I think people in the South might like sweet more than they do maybe in San Diego, because I know people in San Diego have tried to do kind of the Zool vibe and it hasn't worked out as well, or maybe it just takes a little bit more time. But like, sweet tea goes harder out here. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that sweetness sells. I mean, just look at Coca-Cola. It's got 55 grams of sugar in it. That's an insane amount of sugar, and it's the most popular thing in the world,
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Nova Star. Watch Clawhammer's new video. Good content as always. It was watermelon. No, it was watermelon Sculpin. Let me pull this up. And it's pretty much the same beer you were talking about with Fat Tire. Other than that, though, Fat Tire's got to be killing it, man. They are everywhere. Every little nook and cranny. Every gas station I go into to buy Zins or pick up gas, I always see the skeleton Ranger.
Yeah. No, that was my whole point. And listen to this comment here. And I don't want to get too into the weeds because I also I don't care.
Also,
really,
hey,
but
I apologize. It was watermelon Dorado, I believe. Zach Pearson was right. Apologies, Barrage. Sorry, what were you saying? Not getting in the weeds.
there's a comment, and I thought this as well. Maybe the chat can help us figure this out.
Let's troll the
It
trolls.
says, what is most disturbing to me about Voodoo Ranger Force series is that they're like $4 for a big can of 9.5% ABV beer. So I did the math on this, right? So they're like way less expensive than Budweiser, Bud Light, all these beers. Less expensive than Bud Light. Like when you look at the ABV. So it's maybe like $1 more, but there's like twice as much alcohol in them. So like that's the part that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bitching about pretty much any beer. Beer's cheap unless it's like ridiculously overpriced. No, I wouldn't care about that at all.
The PB&J engine, I think they cracked the code on it, my man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. And I want everyone to be successful. In a perfect world, the dollar would turn over. There's lactose?
Go ahead. Yeah.
We've had it on, and there's other people that have tried to do the PB&J thing, and it doesn't work out. It's weird how that works. It's not just like it bombs. It's not just like a guaranteed San Francisco gold rush. Whether it's branding, the taste is it all tastes like peanut butter and jelly.
You know if Zool's has lactose in it?
It does not. Yeah.
So
it's better.
You're telling me
it's
that
better
you
to
put
What's
engine on tap at Zool and it didn't do as well.
It bombed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And when you drink them side by side, it's noticeably different.
Yeah, this one definitely you can taste the lactose in it specifically.
And it's not good to have lactose in beers anymore. It's just not.
It's funny because it's gluten free, but it has lactose in it.
That's kind of how like the nomenclature can get a little bit ridiculous. It's like, well, it's gluten free, so I think I'm doing like a health thing. Well, nah, it's 400 calories. It's all sugar.
Yeah.
Bolt's main brain. Craft breweries are all going under in Australia. So expensive. That's a bummer to hear. Have you heard of One Drop out there? I was drinking a One Drop beer earlier, and it was a collab with my buddy. And I've heard that's one of the hype brewers out there. But he's saying it's going under. It's all too expensive. What's expensive? How is it differently expensive than like 5 or 10 years ago? Did inflation jack everything up twice the price? I just made an orange creamsicle ale with lactose. I like it. Right on, man. Orange is the new Brage. It did go up twice the price. Yeah, that's not good. People that are buying $20 bottles of wine or $10 bottles of wine they want to do that forever. They don't want to start just paying more than that. You know what's funny in all this? Like, wine is the winner. You know what I mean? Like, everyone thought that craft beer was the new wine and, hops were the new grape. It's like, no, wine's going to be around forever. Like, it's withstood.
Is wine back on top now in terms of like
bro,
sales,
I am drinking more red wine than ever.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm going to drink beers tonight. I do this on the Hoppy Hour, but like, I'm going to be pissing all night. You drink 8 or 10 beers nowadays. It's like, dude, you're going to be up all night just fucking pissing. I want to drink something a little bit less potent than a cocktail. And a glass of good red wine's like $9. You know what I mean? Like or a bottle of red wine is like $9.
Yeah.
Do you drink a lot of red wine?
I don't, but there's
you should.
The wine flows like beer in my house because my wife buys it.
She likes red wine or the white stuff?
She gets red and white, but she just kind of goes back and forth.
I can't
do
more
white wine in the summer and red wine in the wintertime.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can't do the white stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's always like
too cold,
too sweet for me.
Too sweet, too cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she even puts her red wine in the refrigerator, which I'm not sure why she does that, but
Ooh,
it's
yeah, I'm
not
not into
mine. It's
that.
just hers. So
That might have to take some getting used to. But back to Asheville really quick. Are there breweries that are pulling the plug from this natural disaster? Because I know that Highwire shut down in Birmingham.
yeah, I don't. I mean, like some of the breweries, Zolacoa, for example, like they just washed away the whole thing. The whole brewery is gone.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
So if a
totally.
brewery's not doing that good, this could be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, but I think Zolacoa is doing all right.
Or
But they,
or not a blessing in disguise. But there's a lot of breweries not doing well. That's kind of where I was getting at.
yeah, yeah,
Shit, if
because
I owned a
people
brewery, I would
stopped.
light it on fire. If I wasn't doing well, I'd fucking
Yeah, right.
insurance fraud the shit out of it. Kidding me?
So the thing about having a brewery in Asheville is
3 years, I'd light
you're
it on fire.
like October is your best month of the year. It's like your Christmas. And October got annihilated by the flood. Like nobody came in October. None of the tourists came.
And then it
Like
gets
we
really
still don't have
slow.
water that you can drink.
That's
The water
wild.
coming out of my sink, can't drink it.
That's
And the only
wild.
reason that it's not brown at my house is because I put two filters on it.
What do you do for it? You bring it into, you run like a carbon filter through it?
Yeah, I put a 5 micron filter and a point 0.5 micron filter on my house water just because I didn't want to run shit water through my water heater
Yeah.
and all my fixtures. So here at the office, we're just raw dogging it, but
Damn, that's wild, man. What about the gyms
we
and
don't take
stuff?
showers here. Gyms are open, like my gym's open. But they just have bottled water there. You can't like there's a shower there. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm not kidding, man. It was weeks. It was like 3 to 4 weeks before we got running water back.
It's fucking wild. And
Yeah.
people were going like, people couldn't use their cell phones. People couldn't, like, people think like cell phones come through like satellites. They don't.
Yeah. Yeah, the craziest part about it was that we had no idea what happened because we didn't have I mean, we started listening to the radio again, you know what I mean? But you'd only
Right.
just catch like press conferences here and there.
Right.
But everybody on the outside knew what was happening and we did not. And we couldn't even tell people like we were okay and whatnot.
It was
It's
wild,
crazy.
man. I felt like such a piece of shit in Croatia. Like I said earlier, I was like literally having like the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm getting all these phone calls from my family because it was national news. It was a huge media coverage.
Right.
And I'm looking at like I wake up and I look at my Instagram stories. It's like, dance floor 4 a.m. And then I click on my friends. It's like, can you donate water? GoFundMe. I'm like, what? Like I got to take all this shit down. Like there's nothing I can do. You guys want me to spread some awareness or you want $100? Like I got you. But like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to ruin my vacation. I feel like a fucking idiot just for saying that now, but like, I'm going to go to the bar tonight, like, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
So it was just like, it just sucked. Not for me, it sucks, I'm not doing any victim mentality thing at all, but like, fucking A, man. Like, life's a trip. Crazy bad timing. I have a truck. I could have helped people out here. 3-bedroom house. I got a guest room. I could, give it up to somebody. But no one from Asheville is going to drive all the way out here. I mean, you're still about 90 miles from me, or
Right.
70 miles. But just crazy, man. Like, what about other stuff outside of breweries? How's Taco Billy doing? How's Haywood Commons doing?
Yeah, they're all good, but they lost a lot of revenue. I mean, everybody's hurting. The thing about Asheville that really sucks is that
It's tourist
people took a
money.
huge hit here over COVID, obviously, because it's like a
Right.
tourist town.
Right.
And then now people were just finally now recovering from that, and now we get hit with this. And like places like Taco Bell, for example, they are only open because they have like Hunter was over there and installed, dropped 3 huge totes behind his place and then set up a pump system so he could have potable water to, basically serve and run his dishwasher and all that stuff.
How is he even getting that there?
Like water delivery trucks.
Damn, man.
Yeah. So everybody in town is on some sort of water delivery, even like
No, I hear
your
you, man.
restaurants.
I
So with
remember even when did like it snowed like a motherfucker in Knoxville last January. Did you guys get any snow last January? Like we got a record amount of snow
I don't
for
remember. Yeah.
it was really
Memory.
bad. And it's probably in one of my early or a YouTube video at that time, but like the day one, you're like, whoa, this is snowing. Cool. Everyone's posting social media pictures of like hanging out in snow. Day two, you're like, whoa, snow's even gnarlier. Whoa, this is like crazy. Day three, you're like, we got to get back to work. This is a problem now. And this is only 3 days, and not everybody works from home. My day job is YouTube. My night job is industry. Anybody in the industry is not doing good.
Right.
But fortunately, when the roads cleared up, because the roads were shut down in Knoxville, it was wild. We were just doing like numbers off the chart. Just like when it finally opened up back in February, we're like, whoa, man, we're just smashing numbers. Like,
Right.
if we're doing February numbers like this or that, it's gonna be crazy. Like in January or in June and in July and all summer, it wasn't like that. People are just so glad to get out again, drink beer again, see their friends again, see your
Right.
I love a lot of my regulars, man. And, that's one of my fucking favorite thing about this whole beer community is the people. And, there's a lot of acting involved with serving and bartending, but there's a lot of people I just love and I'm straight up with and we'll shoot the shit. And people need to get out of their house, man. People, whether you go to the gym or CrossFit or go to the beer and take the weight off the world, like you got to do something. Like 9 hours in a cubicle or whatever, man, so, but it's all good.
Blow
Blow off some steam. Yeah. And I think that Zool is probably a little bit more they're a lot more bulletproof than most places. There's not too many burials and Zools out there. Like there's like craft beer in Knoxville's not doing good.
It's funny because Zool is, like people aren't walking to Zool, they're driving there, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
What do you mean?
I think like the place that you'd be walking to would be the place that would be the place to go in a college town.
Zool has by far, Zool is definitely special. And I'll say this before and I'll say it again. Like if I won the lotto tomorrow, I would still work at Zool 1 or 2 days a week just for like the social pipeline of that. And I've met my accountant there. I've met electricians there. We're gonna run wire through my house. I finally figured out like the right guys and what we're gonna do. And there's a lot of people that want to work there, and we have a lot of love. And I truly believe that there's no such thing as the perfect job out there. I just think that there's really good companies to work for. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. You'd be an astronaut and work for like a super shitty company with no money or no budget, And there's really not like, and let's face it, like most brands suck. Most companies suck. Most companies don't have morale. Zool is definitely a different breed. Like they're like half the people at Zool party hardy, like harder than me, and half the people at Zool are just dead sober. And we're all 30 of us, back of house, front of the house. We have a lot of love, except for like 2 people. There's like 2 people there's always 2 people, like 2 out of 30. But 2 out of 30 is not bad. Like it's really not bad. And I was like, I'm 39 years old. I'd be embarrassed to still be like a bartender. This and that. Like, I fucking love Zool. Like I fucking love Zool. I'm wearing Zool right now.
What's how many people that you said are sober there?
Like half.
Really?
Yeah. There's
completely
a lot of,
what?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
like some of them are completely sober, and then some of them do the California sober. They just rip the pen all day. Yeah.
Huh. That's crazy.
Who in here works for a great brand? Who in here works for like a Viasat or a Qualcomm or a Google?
Dude, I work for this company called Clawhammer, and they're pretty sick.
They take care of you?
Did you say that they take care of me? Did you say you met your accountant at Zool?
I did.
We're talking like, who is it? Were you talking about like Dr. Gonzo? the lawyer in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No, it's more like Better
Who
Call
is it?
Saul.
Okay.
No, he's cool as shit. He's him and his husband or partner. We hang out all the time. They're funny as shit. They're fucking crazy when they drink, but when they don't drink, he's like one of the smartest. And he leaves it up to me too, because one of the things like I was getting down and out for before I bought the house was like, say you make $30,000 on YouTube, but it's like that's not real W-2 money. You could write it off where you only made yourself look like you made like $4,000 or $5,000. But when you want a loan, you're fucked. You're in serious trouble.
Totally.
And he looks at me and he's like, well, like, I'll leave it up on you. Like, how much of your house do you really use and how much of your cell phone and this and that? I'm like, all of it. I don't make enough money to get audited. It's not a random organizer. It's, they're taking guys that are making a lot of money or guys that go from like $50,000 to like $200,000. No, those are the red flags.
Yeah.
They don't have the time just to deal with like some shitty homebrew for life YouTube channel. It's just,
it's not gonna be worth your time.
It's not worth the labor, man. Yeah, they need to go after the Tony Sopranos and the drug guys.
Are you renting out tent space in your backyard now that you figured out that you have a big backyard?
Dude, I haven't done shit to my house, man. I've been blowing it, bro. I've been blowing it.
Blowing it, huh?
Yeah.
First time homeowner. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna. Thought you were gonna put like a hot tub in.
I was, bro. But here's my thing, dude.
Gun turrets and.
Dude, I can't even have a girlfriend. I mean, I date girls, but like, dude, maybe one day a week. Like, we would never see each other unless we lived with each other. But I had Croatia. I had San Diego. Here's why I spent $6,000 in the last 2 months.
Yeah, why'd you do that, man?
San Diego, man. I went to San Diego, and then I'm going to tell you about that bet I won for $3,500 too, because I think that pissed a lot of people off.
You texted
You remember
me
that?
about
Yeah. So I went to San Diego for the summertime thing. That was like August, Padres, Dodgers. And then I went to Croatia, and then I was like pretty much helping a buddy out here not live at my house, but kind of sort of here for a little bit. And then I had Trevor from South O come in, and that was all good. And then it was Kill the Lights. So when you're hosting people, we're not cleaning up trash at the beach. Like, we're fucking getting loaded. Like, we're partying and spending a lot of money.
Sure.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
And then I had my mom come in, and my mom's like the craziest motherfucker of all time. My mom's like Kathy Bates from Misery and The Waterboy combined. Like, no joke. Like,
wasn't she in Mr. Deeds as well?
I don't know.
I think she was.
Mr. Deeds.
She beat the shit out of somebody in Mr. Deeds.
I don't think she was in there, but I could be wrong. But my mom, like, she didn't want to like put clothes on. She doesn't want to shower. She doesn't she didn't want to, like, she was pissed that I put like sheets on the bed. She wants to sleep on it. My mom's fucking wild, man.
Somebody else.
Yeah. What's up, Patrick?
So anyway,
so
your mom's in town.
But it was, you got to keep in mind, like,
wait, you said she didn't want to. what did you say? She didn't want to.
I said a lot. She'll like walk around my house naked and like smoke cigs in my house. My mom is Kathy Bates.
What?
Yeah. My mom is the only person on planet Earth that I'm afraid of. My mom could beat the shit out of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul at the same time. She would just shoot him in the leg with a gun.
Oh, speaking of, I want to see that fight.
My mom's crazy.
I don't want to minimize the fact that your mom is crazy, but
who else has a crazy mom in here?
I do want to see that fight.
Who else has a Kathy Bates mom?
Huh, interesting. Is she? How could she beat you up, Matt? Is she just like physically would overpower you?
That, and she's got like 3 guns, and she's crazy, like legitimately crazy. What up, Nick Smith, man? He just got back from Prague too. What's up, Raj? Popper Pilsney in the house.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
Wait,
I don't
your
really like beer that
mom?
much.
Did she bring 3 guns with her?
I don't know. I don't want to know. But that's one of the main reasons she moved to Uruguay, is because they're an open carry state. She's probably the only person in Uruguay with a gun.
What? That's crazy.
It is crazy.
What kind of work did she do?
She was a career flight attendant.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if that was just a line that you used, and or just that was a joke in the video,
No,
or if
it's
she really was a career
you
flight
did you
attendant.
did watch my video.
I watched the video,
No, I
man.
appreciate that. And I did say that to them, and I didn't think about that till I was going from wherever to wherever, because I flew
Yeah.
from like here to New York or whatever. And I was like, yeah, my mom works for U.S. Airways, or before it was U.S. Airways or whatever. They're American now, where everyone's always getting bought out or merged.
Yeah.
And like, she just kept coming up to me and filling up my glass with champagne, and I was thinking like, it was to the point where like she's like, I've got this much left in the bottle. Do you want me to throw it out, or do you want it? And I'm like, fuck no, don't throw it out. You kidding me? There's like 3 more hours on this flight. You crazy? I mean, I didn't say it like that, but I don't know. I mean, their job is so robotic. Anything that kind of like stands out in the norm that's positive, they're going to kind of flock to it, Yeah, dude. So Poppy Pilsner just got back from Prague. I miss Prague. It's Prague's got the best beer. I want to know your take on the food, Nick, because I thought the food was okay, but as far as just like the lagers go and the price on everything, and the goth and the gothiness and the Game of Thrones of everything, it's just fucking crazy, man. Like, you look at these European cities, like, how did they even build like the scaffolds? Like, how did they even have like a ladder, let alone like power drills?
Yeah.
And
That's very true.
it's crazy. Like, what did they even use back in the day for levels?
Yeah. Right.
Just like, how would you like use the sun or something? Like, how would you? It's wild. Yeah. And that like every building in all over Europe is like, so many poor people died building this, or general contractor, like just like one little fall off the edge. And like, that was it, man. There ain't no lawsuit. There ain't no,
Yeah. It's just like us, man. That's
hey, man, little Timmy's grown up without a dad. Like, this is all that means. Yeah.
Right.
Just wild, man. But no, everyone needs to go to Prague. Every beer drinker needs to go to Prague.
Yeah. Prague is sick.
Prague is sick. So Kyle, give me your top 3.
Top 3.
You got Brazil in there. You got Prague in there. Places to visit.
I have to think about the third one, but Brazil. I mean, just like top 3 memorable places I've been.
Really quick, big shout out to Nick Smith. He was there on his honeymoon, man. He recently got married. Congratulations, Barrage.
Sweet.
Ooh. So let's hear it, man. Brazil. What was the place you were telling me about? Because I remember we were in the Clawhammer kitchen, the studio, and you were like telling me about it. I think it was Colombia. And you were like, dude, this is the fucking craziest shit ever, man. Like, good crazy.
Colombia was crazy, yeah. It was cool, but it just
dollar goes far, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a big deal.
On where you are as well.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that was the place where we were driving from. We started in Cartagena, we started in
Medellin.
We were in like Medellin, and then we like flew to Cartagena, and then
How's the cocaine?
Cartagena is like really touristy, right? Like a lot of tourists there.
Every city's, yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily from the U.S., but there's a lot of tourists there. So, but anyway, we started driving north, up towards a city called Riohacha. By the time we got up to Riohacha, I shit you not, like people were like, we were a fucking oddity. We were like a circus sideshow. People were just staring at us because there's no other white people there.
Right.
People were coming up to talk to us.
But you're also a target now too, right? You're like an invitation for robbery, or is it safe?
Well, so this was quite a while ago, and I think it's maybe more safe there now, but I don't think it was as safe then. But there was a guy that I knew here who was from Colombia, and he said, "Hey, listen. I'm Colombian. I was born there. I grew up there, and I was just back in this area where you're going to travel, and not like last year." And he's like, you should not go there by yourself. Basically, like, have somebody take you up there or something. So we met this dude, and long story short, we traveled with this guy up there. He kind of took us up. But the coolest part about that trip was that it's this really windy road, and then all of a sudden it turns into, it's just like a 2-lane road, right? And then it flattens out and it turns into a 4-lane highway, and it's perfectly straight for like a mile and a half. And which is really confusing because it makes no sense at all. And then it goes back to 2-lane road. And so our dude, we're like, hey, like, what the fuck is going on with the road? What's like, Chucho, like, what's up with this? And he goes, oh yeah. So he explained to us, he's like, this area here is where Pablo Escobar
Killed
grew
everyone.
all of his coca plants and then processed cocaine. And then so for a long time he was driving it out, but then they
Scotland.
were
Spicy.
intercepting it. So he literally just fucking like purchased a bunch of paving equipment and turned this road and like bulldozers fucking leveled this and turned it into and built two more lanes and turned it into an airstrip for massive planes, like 747 type planes. Like, this is a huge runway. And he said this is how he was flying his cocaine out,
Word.
which checked out like 100%. That was like the coolest thing we saw in Colombia.
No, and I want to get down there. Machu Picchu's in the conversation. I mean, where have I been down there? Been to Costa Rica. I think I've been to Tamarindo. But like, I don't know. All those places down there have like such a bad rap. And it's like, you fucking can say that about anywhere. You could say that about like Knoxville or
What, Tamarindo? Like, what has a bad rap? Costa Rica?
like everywhere in Central America. Everyone that's never left America thinks like you're gonna get murdered. It's like, I'm pretty sure most places on planet Earth have like 5 classes everywhere you go. New Orleans or Honduras or, you know, like.
Colombia was sketchy, dude.
It was sketchy?
Real. We definitely were in some sketchy situations.
Like Tupac
but
and
then
Biggie sketchy, or like just pickpocket you sketchy? Because like, you know, in Europe, they'll just go and they'll try to pickpocket you and they'll like throw the wallet back and forth, but there's no like guns or knives. It's kind of just like it's like a thief from like The Legend of Zelda.
I'll just say, like, there were sketchy areas. We weren't in any, like, I guess, sketchy situations there, but they were like fucking. We're talking like Mad Max, just like desolation and poverty, and
Just low class.
we weren't trying to stop in like certain places,
Yeah.
right? But like, as far as sketchy situations go, Costa Rica is a pretty benign place, right? It's like should be like pretty nice and safe, and
A lot
they're
of
really
expats are down
tourist-focused.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of expats, dude. When I was down there with my buddy, this is just before I was in Colombia. We went on this hike one day down by the beach, and then we hear some people fucking screaming like bloody murder. It sounded like they were getting murdered.
Whoa.
And this is right back in this like patch of bamboo that we had just walked through, and this is pretty close to where we were staying, our hostel as well. So we kind of run back
And you're in a
to see
hospital.
what's going on. And we're like, what's happening? Because it sounded like someone was getting murdered. So we go back because we see someone in the distance, like fucking waving their arms, right? We're
SOS.
down this beach. So we go back and check it out, and they're like, yes, somebody just fucking held us up with two guys in ski masks held us up with a machete. So
That's wild.
the difference between, I get what you're saying. Like, people, Central America gets a bad rap, right? But you know, I've been in sketchy situations in that area. That's the thing I liked about Brazil.
You felt
Where I was in
comfortable the whole
Brazil,
time?
dude, there was like
Nothing.
zero sketchiness, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even like you know, I was down there kiteboarding, so we had like a bunch of, like, we're talking like thousands of dollars of gear, right? It's not like, you know, like kiteboarding gear is like having a brew system, right?
Yeah, especially if they know the resale value of it. Like, I leave all my brew stuff, like my anvil system, out front. No one's gonna steal it. No one knows. No one's gonna steal.
Nobody
beer
knows
stuff.
what it is. Yeah. But there's a tons of kiteboarders down there, so like they know what it costs, right?
Yeah.
And what it,
They know the eBay
So,
resale.
yeah,
value.
like we just left the shit in the back of the truck. Like, you know, the guy who was driving us around on different days, we're like, hey, should we take this out of the truck? And he goes, nah, man, no. Why would you do that? All right. So it was cool.
I hear you. I hear you for sure, man. And you know what's funny is Alias was just in Brazil, and he spoke like the world of it. You know, and I can't really remember what cities he went to. You know, we know the big ones. What is it? Rio, and what's the other? Brasilia. Maybe I just made that up. I'm pretty sure there's a Brazil. Yeah, I think there's a Brasilia, Brazil. Somebody help me out, man. Brasilia, Brazil. But like, it was weird. It's always weird to me how, Brasilia. Like, how do people know about these places? You know, because Americans, we go to France, we go to Hawaii. Like, I didn't even know about Asheville till like 4 years ago.
Right.
Just the power of the internet or word of mouth. Paris,
guess, man.
people go to Paris. Like I didn't know. I've maybe met 2 people in my life who have been to Croatia. And dude, I had my prejudices of Croatia before I knew it was on Game of Thrones. Like, I'm surprised that you went there in 2005. But I guess you're pretty close. But I guess you're pretty close to the coast. And I'd imagine you went to like Albania, Greece, and like Budapest or something.
Yeah. So I mean, I was in Hungary for the entire summer. I was working there.
Was that cool?
Yes, dude, it was amazing.
Okay,
it was literally,
is that in the top 3?
That's peak of my just
bachelor
young adult life. Yeah,
hell
exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Budapest is cool. Where I was in Hungary, that was a sick place. This place called Pécs, which is like south of Budapest. But yeah, so dude, Casey, you remember, man, like back in the day, there was no internet.
Because you went there pretty much right before the iPhone came out. This is like 2 years before the iPhone. So you're pretty much going to like internet cafes and hostels.
Totally.
You remember that? Yeah. Is it all coming back to you? Because the iPhone came
Yeah,
out.
I didn't even have a phone. I didn't have any type of cell phone there, period.
That
I
was
don't
the
even
first
know if
time
I had a cell phone.
Point and click cameras with the $50 memory cards, like the.
Yeah, totally.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I have pictures from those cameras. So
I lost.
But yeah, man, it was so you would buy these Lonely Planet travel guides. Remember those, Lonely Planet?
Yeah, travel agents.
No, not travel agents. Like the Lonely Planet travel guide. It was like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book, right?
No.
Like in the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Like some Zaggett's Guide bullshit.
So that it was just like a travel guide you bought, right? It was just basically, all right, here's Eastern Europe, Hungary, Croatia, Slovakia, Slovenia, and whatever, Czech Republic. And it would just like, here's all the cool shit you could do there, but it's just a book.
I used to think everything was just like,
just go.
Did you ever think everything was just like Transylvania? Everything was just like Count Dracula shit? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And the joke was on us because I don't know what your take is on America from the outside looking in, but America's pretty crazy. Like America, because most places aren't melting pots. Most people are like all on the same page, or they're not. Like they're the other way around. But it's like gun laws. We can do crazy shit out here. Like we sue everybody. Everything's like
it's kind of a crazy place. Yeah,
it's a super crazy place.
I think America needs to chill a little bit, but I don't think we're headed in that direction. I think we're becoming less chill.
We're not, yeah. And I feel like every banner on the freeway now is just like a lawyer, like 1-800 sue your neighbor type mentality.
Yeah.
1-800 who can be offended. But just Uruguay or Central America or pretty much anywhere outside of America. Don't you just look around? Even Nick and Prague, you're looking at like a swing set, like these kids swinging on a swing, and it's just like concrete. Like in America, it's going to be sand or like some rubber thing.
Yeah.
Like these kids are going to slap their heads on the ground. And in America, it would be gone tomorrow. And a lawyer would have a field day and it would be a big cash in for the parents. In most countries, you're like, there's a lot of potholes. There's like a kind of a sharp edge kind of hanging around here. It's like you got to have kind of like more human awareness just to survive like taking a shower.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did see that in your video. Yeah,
and I legitimately
and that is true. I think about that as well.
And I'm looking at the Celsius to Fahrenheit ratio, and I'm looking at this thing. It's like, why would anybody have a water heater that goes over like 110? And this fucking thing goes up to like 175. Maybe for like faster cooking, just water on demand, like it's connected to the kitchen. But like 175 is going to burn the shit out of you. Everyone in here has been burned by hot water before. Like 175 will make you jump.
I guess that's basically, maybe that's like the sanitize cycle on your dishwasher would be maybe 175 or something.
You think it gets that hot? I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know.
That would be my only guess.
just faster hot water on demand, like how breweries have it. And it is kind of the same machine out there. Like the water heater, like everything's different out there, right? Like their air conditioners are smaller, a lot smaller. And they kind of like, you might see them on different sides of the house, right? Like in America, we just have one.
Yeah.
And then the HVAC will pump through there.
Yeah, they have many splits.
You got to have that. Yeah. But like out there, they'll have kind of like what they do for tiny homes, like the little ones that are more.
Yeah, mini split.
Yeah, like a sound bar. And the water heaters out there kind of look more like how commercial brewers have the hot water on demand, but here we have like the cylinder type thing.
Yeah, right. Water heater.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. I'd imagine they get obviously way hotter water way faster, but like less quantity of it. Like it's not, or does it go on forever? Like how do you get city water to be hot in that small little thing for like over 10 minutes?
I think in the US we have different power. So I think everybody in Europe has like 3-phase 240 volt power everywhere basically. And here we have 120 and it's not 3-phase. So it's not even possible to put an on-demand electric water heater in your house.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's just a lot of little things over there. Like even when I was staring at that conduit, it's like, dude, they didn't even bury this. This is like in the middle of a street in between two restaurants. This is crazy. Like a little kid could go up on that and just hit it with a hammer and it could kill the whatever, the plastic and the metal conduit, and the kid could get zapped.
Right.
That you would have to try a lot harder in America for that to happen.
Yeah. And I think that's the midway point between like the best and the worst. I think like the most dangerous would probably be India. You ever see these videos where there's like 1,000 wires up on a pole and some dude's climbing up there on a homemade ladder to take down a live wire or some shit?
Yeah. I mean, I've gone through a lot of, I've gone down through that like rabbit hole of getting electrocuted because that was like my biggest fear from growing up.
Really?
Like the dude that gets zapped and it knocks him
out. I was going to say, go ahead.
And he falls into like the jacuzzi or the pond and he ends up like dying from it.
Wait, the guy that gets zapped where?
Just watching growing up watching I got shocked a couple times as a kid and I always had this like fear of electricity. And then I got shocked as an adult working construction and, brewing from time to time. And it like cured that, it was,
yeah.
Where'd you go?
But wait, am I not here?
I'm going to start it up and I'll do it again. Where's he at?
I'd be my camera, man.
What, man, you paying your bills or what?
Oh, I don't think it matters anyway.
Kyle was on Reddit today. You want to get humbled? Go to India. I'll take your word for it.
I was on Reddit. What are you talking about?
Kyle gets trolled. Bruins, Celtics. I live right next door. I also work at the Marriott.
All right, hold up, man. I gotta change my camera battery. Should be charging, but it's not.
So what are you just running off the mic? Dude, the dude who I put in my YouTube video is super stoked that I put him in the YouTube video. The homie out there with the Yankees fan. We're getting some Venice back alley. It was Narnia. Beats by Homebrew Town. Cheers, Braj. What's up, everyone? Should we do one more? I can't drink this sour shit anymore. It's not even sour. It's fruited. I'll hold it down.
There we go.
I want to know what's going on with
Kyle. Back in biz.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go grab a hazy IPA. I want to hear about.
Before you go, what did you say? You said
doing the most is back at it. No, I'm just kidding.
No. You had a fear of me being electrocuted, but you mentioned a movie, and my first question was going to be, what movie did you see that made you be afraid of this?
Christmas Vacation.
What was it?
You're talking about Christmas Vacation, where he puts the.
No, what are you talking about?
I was talking about like I went down like a path of like watching Rotten.com as a kid and like Severed.com.
Oh, got it.
And a dude went up to a panel and he touched it and it zapped him and he fell back and he just died in like ankle deep water in a little fishpool pond. So that made like it even worse for me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Then when I was like 25, I started doing construction and I got zapped a couple times. I was like, this doesn't really hurt. This is
Yeah.
like getting burned is way worse than getting electrocuted at 120. Because we've talked about you getting hit at 240, and like your parents were in town or something. You're like, I gotta go sit in the corner for a bit. I gotta go curl up.
Dude, I screamed.
Knock on
like involuntarily.
No 240 would, yeah.
And like shot back against the wall.
Brewing bad. Yeah. Where's all the quicksand in the 80s movies that they warned us about? That was another thing. I did that video on the peanut butter and jelly. I was like, I don't believe anything anymore. Like, what it's like growing up in the 90s when they tell you like, Mountain Dew is going to kill your penis and make you not produce. And, do you remember that? Mountain Dew is going to kill all your semen. You don't remember that?
No.
What?
Nah.
Swallowing watermelon seeds will make watermelons grow in your stomach.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, sure.
Quicksand was like every mud pit or pile. I've never seen quicksand in my life. And it was always in like movies and video games and Super Mario. And it was always a hazard. Yeah, pull it up. Hold on. I got to get out of this fruited sour shit thing. I need a beer. BRB.
All right. Where were we on Reddit today? Sage, Texas. I'm hoping it was the video that I put out and not like me. Probably whatever. Who knows? Yeah, let me know where we were. Oh, want to get humbled, go to India. I would love to go to India. It was on my bucket list for the longest time, and I kind of just not so much anymore, but
Two questions. Where is Gnome? I hope Gnome's doing okay. He's got to deal with all that bullshit from that dog bite. Got to deal with insurance.
Gnome. We did a stream the other day, and Gnome was on the stream, and I had a few beers in me. I called him Genome for a second there.
Genus Bruin?
No, yeah, because I was talking about genus, and then I had it on my mind, and I was like, Genome.
Gnome's a great dude, great friend. Yeah. Did you know what happened? He was doing a delivery, and he had a vicious dog attack story. Like, really fucked his hand up.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And he's dealing with like, he's just dealing with a lot, man. Gnome's just dealing with a lot. I'll leave it alone. But he's just going through some stuff right now. But love the dude, miss him well. Kyle, how you doing from the hurricane? He's been, water and electricity for a week now? Poppy Pilsner, Nick Smith?
Yeah, we're doing well, man. We're doing well. We're doing all right.
We got two more beers to drink. Is that cool, Kyle?
Oh, I got 4 more in me.
Oh, you got 4 more in you. Okay, I got Don't Answer the Phone, of course, Zool. It's crazy that I work at Zool, and it's like the ultimate kind of homebrew for life, like nostalgic stuff. And this is...
Yeah.
A playoff Scream, Drew Barrymore. And we're doing a double IPA. We've got the, and the way Zool sets it up, look at this. Here's good branding. Zool Beer presents, you see it at the top up there? The yellow on orange?
Yeah.
On the back. Double IPA featuring, and here they got the hops breakdown right here. Like they set it up all like cinematic and like creep show.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool. And then we went to another brewery the other night, and I'm not going to say what it is. It doesn't matter what I say what it is. And I'm looking at their beers, their to-go beers. I'm looking at them like, dude, this looks like Albertsons brand or like Kroger. This looks horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Branding's everything, man.
And yeah, it is really. It really is with craft beer for sure.
And we, the guy that does all our artwork is Angry Blue, and check him out. He does album art and concert stuff for like the Pixies, Lil Wayne. I'll just pull it up right here. Metallica. Check this out. Is it raining?
I hope somebody knows CH's address and sent him a something. What's going on? What's going on, man? Is it raining?
Yeah, it's coming down hard.
Yeah.
How's the weather out there?
And it's hardly rained at all since the flood, which is kind of sucks because I was really hoping we get more rain just to wash away some of this toxic
just some free
mud,
Yeah.
which really it's like a thing.
You got too much of it, and then now you're in a desert.
Right.
Sorry to hear, man. What you drinking over there?
I need to. I don't want to finish this beer. I really think it tastes good. The PB&J beer.
It's a lot though. They're a lot. Is that?
Yeah, but
that's the
it's just
let
like
me look at the can art because we only had it on draft. Is that a motorcycle?
Yeah, and with like a big eyeball driving a motorcycle. But dude,
Yeah.
I can't do the lactose. I don't want to do the lactose.
Yeah, I'm pretty much anti-lactose in beers now.
So hold up.
People that are doing these fruited sours, like they figured out, they know how to add more sugar to it to get away from the lactose.
Yeah, I know.
What up, Dill Pickle 51? Is that my dad? We busted again. Is Jorge still in here?
You're right back.
Yeah, do your thing. What's going on, everyone? I'm going to shamefully plug DIY City. I owe Kyle a dinner. I was supposed to have some more content or more followers. I haven't done shit. But I would love to get over 1,000, and I'm going to start ripping on this channel, man. So if anybody would support that channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'm not a politician, man. Don't make me feel like a politician. Nobody gets anything in return. I'm not going to promise anyone anything. I'm just asking for a handout, a virtual handout. What's up, Jorge? I hope you're well, Barrage. Hey, what's up, Jacob Fish? High Life is the ticket now. I don't know what happened in Knoxville, but like Miller Lite is more popular than ever. Miller Lite and Modelo and Zool. And Nick, what do you think about this? I was thinking about going down to Tripping Animals in Miami, April 20th for 420 for Irie Jungle Fest. I'm kind of like not fanboying on like the hype breweries or the cool kids club, but like they're fun, man. They're fun. And I talked to Maury last week. It was Stone's 28th anniversary and nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. He sent me a picture too. It was like, whoa, man. This looks like some zombie land scene or some shit. And I love Stone. Like everyone shits on Stone because they sold out. And the dude, Greg, who's the guy that owns Stone? That megalomaniac, Greg Koch. I'm never going to sell out after Ballast Point did, and then he sold out. And not only did he sell out, but he started making, hard seltzers and the Metallica beer, the light lager, but like Stone distribution, which is like completely different from Stone, moved so many brands in San Diego. They moved like really strong brands and got a lot of good businesses, a lot of exposure, So I always look at Stone in that regard. They take what, 20 or 30%? What's the distribution game? They take about, you sell a cake for $200, they're going to take about $60 of it. KB?
Who, Stone?
Just distribution.
I don't know. I have no idea how that works out.
Yeah, well, it's like a weird break-even point, right? Like you want to buy, if you're a small brewery, you want to buy a van, and have your own guy. You know, what do you got to pay a guy $15 an hour? You got to insure him, make sure, you know, he's not a fucking idiot filming while he drives and he can get the job done. And then he's got to pick the kegs up. It's like, why don't we just let somebody move our beer around and we'll give him 20 or 25%.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of, you know.
It's the name of the game, yeah. And, you know, Village Bar Source for life. Hell yeah, Jorge. I was talking to Trevor South O. I'm going to drink one of his beers next after this. He got a really good beer. He's like, dude, it's not at all about distribution anymore. It's all about having like a couple tasting rooms. Jorge, we've talked about this a little bit through the comments. Like, hospitality is the new IPA. He's going to put a kitchen in. Food trucks, you know, they no call, no show. They flake. They need a minimum of $500. If they don't get their nut, they want you to pay out of pocket. It's like, I just don't want to deal with these guys anymore. Like, let's put, you know, a couple whatevers in the back and, you know, grill up some paninis or some deli sandwiches or something, you know.
Yeah.
And that could make a move. You could get people that are going to your establishment for not the beer. Like, just a little thing like Burial. Like, we were talking about Burial the other night. Like, Burial, again, it's my favorite brewery in America. Probably Burial and then Great Notion. What are people drinking at Burial? They don't really have like one popular beer, right? People just go there just to go. Italian Pilsner, Surf Wax.
They do, man. They have.
What do you think their number one seller is?
Well, they don't always have their
Surf
flagship
Wax.
beers on tap, right? So it would be Surf Wax would be probably their best selling beer, but they don't always have it on tap. They have a beer called Inner Tube, which is a light lager, and then they have just a nonstop. What's that?
The guy who does the Zool art. Look at those bands on there.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
You see him?
Yeah, totally. That's rad.
Lil Wayne, Metallica,
Yeah.
Pixies. Yeah, I've met the dude too. He is not the most approachable guy ever. I mean, his name's Angry Blue.
Really?
I'll let you do the math. Iggy Pop. But anyway, like, what does Burial need to have? Like a Sculpin or a green Stone IPA? Like, I don't.
No,
like,
they don't
like,
really have that. Like, you go to the tap room and you don't really see that. They don't have, and this is my complaint about other breweries here, like Archetype right up the street from our house, which, by the way, is closing. And I'm not going to miss them. They have the same shit on tap, and it's been there for years.
We've been there a couple times. We went there with Jesse.
Yeah, but it's like, come on, man. You made this, you know,
Nitro Milk Stout.
You made this like Cowboy Poet, like whatever the fuck it is, light lager, pale ale or something, when you opened, and it was subpar to begin with, and you never changed it and made it any better. And I'm not trying to come here to drink the same thing.
Right.
Know? So Burial will have at any given point, like they have like 5 double IPAs on tap, and people really seem to gravitate towards those. And they'll have like hoppy pales, hoppy pilsners. They always have like a saison on tap, and then they have 3 or 4 really heavy duty, like 12, 10% stouts.
It's too much, man. That's too boozy. Especially in like a over 10 ounce format. I mean, that was kind of like a 2010.
No, it's only 10 ounces. But guess what? I'm not really that's not really my jam. But when I go there, that's almost always what I get.
Yeah, I remember me and Just Brewing were there, and we were having some of the stouts, and it was good stuff. You could kind of tell they were trying to figure it out. I think like the thing about Asheville, they had the rooftop bar up there, but when we were there, it was too cold. It was just too cold.
Yeah, right, for that.
It was too cold. And they're also kind of like on the end of it, like the Haywood Commons and the Whale are right smack in the center. And when I was working at Kill the Lights Festival, we were working on the Whale van, and I was hanging out with the owner, and that guy's cool as shit, man. And they don't brew beer, but they're almost like a brewery. Like, that brand is strong. They've got that
Dreddy. You're talking about Dreddy guy?
Yeah, the guy with the long beard. He looks like
straight up dreads as well.
No. White guy with glasses?
God, he has to still have dreads.
He looks like a bass player for like NoFX or MXPX or some shit or Dead Kennedys.
Totally.
But he was cool as hell. And I mean, how would you explain the Whale? Just a tap house?
Yeah, but they have the best. They have the best
selection,
all over the place.
But they also have the best
selection.
Location. Like they're right smack next to what's the cocktail?
Common, yeah,
what's the pineapple place right next door?
Oh, Golden Pineapple.
Golden Pineapple. Sure. But like Archetype, it's kind of on like the outskirts.
Yeah.
Like I want to be more towards
a little bit, yeah.
Fleetwood, beating the shit out of hippies, trying to rip me off for mushrooms for $5. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Kyle, do you do your ski trip planned out? Still hoping you guys come out for our homebrew competition February 8th from Sleepy D. Where is Sleepy D located?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can tell you that I won't be able to go there February 8th because I'll be in New Zealand.
Damn, you're already going back?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can distill there, so yeah, this is gonna be like doing like legit, like meticulously planned stuff.
How much money do you make? Do you make more than like $500,000 a year? Like, how do you pull this shit off?
What, traveling?
I'm just kidding. I'm just being a piece of shit right now. But like, do you stay with Jesse or are you gonna get your own place?
No,
he's got a family with kiddos, right? I mean, he doesn't want you there. You don't want to be there.
No, we hang out at Jesse's.
I'm talking about like sleeping in like a guest bedroom for a week. Like we're too old for that. I wouldn't even do that.
Too old for that, yeah, man. Totally, yeah. Do you know what? You want to hear a funny story? When I was down in New Zealand, or not New Zealand, when I was down in Brazil with my buddy JK, we're kiteboarding down there. He wanted to stay in this super nice hotel. Like that's right on the water in this place, in this place called Jerichoa, right? And so he books the place, but the thing is, like, there was nobody there from the U.S. Like nobody, right? Everybody there, nobody spoke any English, which I'm fine with. The only Portuguese.
Portuguesa.
Yeah, and so like they're not catering to American tourists, right? So the website, it looked like it was a suite, right? He thought it was like more than one room, so he books the place. I got a place in the other place that we stayed, right? So we kind of split it up. Long story short, man, we ended up like sleeping in the same room, but there was a pull-out couch, so I slept on that. He sleeps in the bed, and I just said, "Hey, man, heads up, like I kind of snore, kind of loud sometimes." He's like, "Okay, that would have been good information." And I was like, "Well, whatever." But anyway, he, dude, I fucking woke his ass up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and he couldn't get back to sleep, and I was out of it, man. He couldn't wake me up, and I kind of remember getting woken up, but I also sleep with earplugs in, like that's how I sleep every night. I started doing that a while ago, and dude couldn't wake me up, and so he literally went and got another hotel room in the middle of the night.
Damn, that bad?
Because he couldn't sleep. Yeah, it was that bad. So
that sucks.
This is what we don't share rooms, man. There's numerous.
There ain't no planes, trains, and automobiles in real life, man. There ain't no Tommy boy.
Many reasons, but
he's got a competition out there in Fort Collins, and you've got ties with Fort Collins, yeah. What's your Colorado ties? Where'd you live?
I lived in Fort Collins, yeah.
Which is Fat Tire, correct? Or New Belgium?
That is New Belgium, yeah.
That's a weird shift that they did, because remember like 10 years ago, it was just all about Fat Tire. Like before people even knew about craft beer, it was all just like logo and name. Like I didn't even know, like Fat Tire was everywhere. I didn't know it was an amber. Or what is it, a brown ale or an amber? It's malty.
So it's an amber.
Yeah, it was larger than life forever.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's
like Newcastle's called Newcastle Brown Ale. Like people can, and you can see it. Yeah,
but people think that New Belgium is called Fat Tire only because that's all they ever knew.
10 years ago.
They didn't realize that New Belgium was the company that made Fat Tire.
Right. Zach Pearson knows what's up. And yeah, I don't see that as much as I used to. I don't see Newcastle anymore either. Maybe it's because it was in a glass bottles. I don't think bottles are the way to go. I'm sure they put it in a can at some point, but everything's kind of in like the little like football style 6-pack now. Like the cubic volume kind of controlling the market. I don't know if glass is the way to go. But it's also cool that people, you remember back in the 90s when cans were looked at as kind of white trash? We've kind of gotten away from that. Like bottles were like Heineken. It was all like Beck's and Lowenbrau. And you had to put like import on it. That was a huge marketing tool, was the import word, Stella Artois.
All right.
You remember all that?
Yeah. But I guess I don't remember thinking like bottles were premium, but
you never thought
probably
that?
so. Like we drank a lot of Newcastle back in the day
In bottles.
That's a brown